Have you heard about people taking luxurious trips for free using something called travel hacking? Good news, it is not just for the wealthy. If you have a decent credit score, I'm going to walk you through the steps you need to take so you can travel at a massive discount. Hey guys, Lindsay here with Mind Money Balance, where I talk to you about all things related to getting your mind and money in balance. Travel hacking is where you sign up for credit cards to get their welcome bonus and use those points to offset your cost of travel. So I will walk you through it. It is not as complicated as you might imagine that it is. So first things first, number one, check your credit score. The best offers are going to be for people who have good credit, so you're looking at a score of 700 or higher. Even better if you're in that 740 and higher range. The reason for that is the more lucrative travel credit cards are only for people who have really good credit. If your credit isn't there yet, take a look at how you can increase your credit score. That'll be in a different video, and come back here once you're at that higher score. You can look up your credit score for free at places like Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, and you can also get a free copy of your credit report at annualcreditreport.com. So once you have that number, and if you're at that 700 or higher range, then you can move on to the next step of travel hacking. Number two is to determine how much money you typically spend each month. So these are things more like fixed expenses, so looking at things like how much you pay for gas, groceries, internet, cell phone, those types of expenses that you can expect to have month and month again, and total up that numbers. Let's say, for example, you spend about $1,000 a month on those things. You want to write that number down, and we will come back to it as you get ready for the next step. Number three is look up cards that have a minimum spend that are in line with the amount of money you're already spending. Okay, what does that mean? Most of those big bonuses come when you spend a certain amount of money within a certain amount of time, and you only get those bonus points if you meet that minimum spend. What do I mean? Let's say there is a credit card that offers 50,000 miles. If you spend $3,000 on that card within those first 3 months. So that's what I'm talking about. You want to find cards that line up with the type of spending that you're already doing. I don't want you to go above and beyond what you typically spend just to get a bonus. So coming back to those expenses, if you spend about $1,000 a month, you can look for a card that you need to have $3,000 of spend within that 3 months to get that bonus. If you spend more, then you can look at cards that have a minimum spend of things like $5,000. There are also cards that are much lower, cards that have a minimum spend of about $500. So look for a card that lines up with what you're already spending your money on. Number four is once you're approved, make sure to keep track that you are on track of hitting that minimum spend. As I mentioned earlier, those 50,000 bonus points in this scenario, you get nothing if you spend $2,999. So make sure you actually hit that minimum spend. Otherwise, you have just taken out a credit card and gotten no of the rewards. Number five, this kind of goes without saying, but paying your credit cards off on time. If you can't pay them off, this is not the game for you. So make sure once you're hitting that minimum spend, you are wiping out that credit card and paying it off every single month so you're not paying any of that interest. Number six is rinse and repeat. Depending on your comfort level, you can apply for a new credit card every 90 to 120 days without doing a ton of damage to your credit score. So your credit score will get dinged a little bit each time you apply for a credit card, maybe 5-10 points, but it'll kind of balance itself out after 90 to 120 days. So if you're really interested in this, maybe create a list of 3 or 4 cards that you really want and just kind of rinse and repeat. And finally, the last step is to redeem those coins. That was so dramatic. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. Once you have that 50,000 points or airline miles, take your trip, go spend them and have fun. That's how you get started travel hacking so you can travel for cheap or for free. So if you have other questions, don't forget to drop them below. Otherwise, click on that subscribe button and I will be sure to see you over in that next video. Whew, okay.